Namaste, hello everyone, and I'm excited for all those who are joining and will join now or will join for the recording. I just this morning decided like to offer just a nice, more gentle yoga practice. We'll be focusing specifically on using the breath, using our body, just to create awareness. So what you're going to need for this practice is a blanket of some sort, a chair, and preferably a chair. We're going to be putting our legs, resting our legs on the chair, or a couch. That's another thing you can use as a couch. And then I always think it's good to have a couple blocks. If you don't have blocks, you can use books, a couple books stacked, like a filled water bottle, something of that sort. So let everyone take a moment to gather those things. A blanket, a chair, or just have a couch accessible, and then something to use like blocks in some way if you don't actually have blocks. Okay, so gathering those things up and then coming back. So I'll give everyone just a minute or so to grab those things, and then we'll get started. So I'll just kind of chat a little bit while people are gathering those props. So what I'm going to be doing, what I generally teach is along the lines of traditional Hatha yoga, and nowadays in modern yoga, most people think of yoga as flow, more kind of going from one movement to the other, and this is a little different in that we might have a little bit of moving with the breath for sure. But also pausing and being in poses and breathing, just being aware and noticing what's happening in the body, like body sensations, noticing the breath and consciously breathing, and being aware of what's happening in the mind too, because those are all wonderful things to cultivate off the mat as well as you go into the rest of your day, to continue just to be aware and mindful and go inward, noticing what's happening. Good. So once you have your props, going ahead and getting settled, getting a comfortable seated position. I'm sitting here just crossing my legs. You can sit with your lower legs folded back, more on your knees, just getting comfortable. And we're going to bring the palms together at the heart. And I'm going to start with a mantra called the Guru Mantra, just to honor all those teachers who have taught yoga over the last couple thousand years, bringing that information to us. My own personal teacher, just thanking him. And then for all of us, just honoring life as our teacher as well. So you can close the eyes, you gaze softly at the floor, and just listen. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Good, then we'll open the eyes. Wonderful. We're going to start first grabbing the blanket that you've gotten, and we're going to roll the blanket up. So we want it, if possible, having a blanket that's long enough so that can be along your spine, so you can lay down on it. So I'm just rolling my blanket up here lengthwise. I'm going to place it on my mat. And if your blanket isn't that quite long enough, you can place a block at the end to support your head as well. And so we're going to just lay our spine on the blanket. And then to your choice, you can have the knees bent. If your knees are bent, I recommend kind of spreading those feet out a little wider and letting the knees rest on each other. Or if it's comfortable on your body, you can bring those legs out in front. And then arms out to the side. And so this blanket is here just to lift the heart a little more. So starting to close the eyes and coming to the breath. Just consciously breathing in and out through the nose. With each exhale, relaxing the upper chest, the shoulders, relaxing all the muscles in the face, the jaw, the tongue. Relaxing the belly, the back, the hips, the legs. Relaxing the arms. Just allowing the blanket and the earth just to support you. Starting to let go of the story of today. Being with the sensations in the body, sensations in the breath. With our hearts open here, taking a moment just to check in with yourself and asking yourself, why am I here on the mat this evening? What do I need? Just asking yourself that a few times and being with it, not thinking it, but coming to the heart and just seeing what your heart says. Why am I here? What do I need? There's no right or wrong answer. Just being open, listening to what the heart has to say. Maybe you have a sankalpa, if you've worked with me before. Maybe that's what you connect with. We'll be here just a few more breaths. Letting go of the day and coming inward. Starting to move out of the head, down into the body. In yoga, there's no need to analyze, think. We're just going to be with what's present, what our body, the inner wisdom of our body has to say. Good. One more breath. Good. And then if your knees aren't bent, we're going to bend the knees and just roll gently to the right. And you can go ahead and move that blanket off to the side. Let's take a moment. Let's come back fully onto the mat on our backs. Take a nice breath in. Let it out through the mouth. Good. Then we're going to reach the arms up overhead. It's just stretching from fingers to toes. Full body stretch. And let's gently bring both knees into the chest. You bring your forehead towards the knees. Good. Then we're going to lower the head. And we're going to keep the right knee hugged into the chest, letting that left leg stretched long on the floor. And breathing here. Keeping that left leg active by flexing the toes. And we're just going to go ahead and circle the knee, that right knee, a few times. You can let go if you'd like, just to make bigger circles. Inhale up, exhale down. We hold a lot in our hip area. We're just going to move a little bit. Try to see if we can start to open the hips up. Then we're going to reverse and go the other direction. Let the movement happen with the breath. The breath help guide the movement. Good. One more. Then we'll come back to center. And let's go ahead and interlace the hands behind that right thigh. And then inhale, lengthening the leg. It's okay if the leg doesn't come totally straight. I'm going to start to point and flex the toes. It's okay even if the knee is bent. And then start circling the ankle. Just seeing if you can feel as many places into that right foot as possible. And we'll reverse, go the other direction. You might curl and straighten the toes while you're moving the ankle. Good, and then we'll come back to center. Then flexing that foot, we're going to push that thigh into the hand, hand into the thigh, and breathing here. There's no shoulds or have tos, just meeting your body where it's at. Imagine that breath is breathing up the back of the leg. So in this practice, we're going to allow the breath to help create space in the body as well as the mind. Just noticing as you pay attention to an area in the body and breathe into it, what happens. Good, then we're going to bend the knee and we're going to bring that right knee across the body to the left into a gentle twist. Feel free to extend that right arm out. Just take a couple breaths here. Breathing into the heart. Seeing if you can keep that right shoulder blade on the mat. Good. Then we're going to come back to center. And we're going to bend that left knee so the sole of the foot's on the floor. And coming into what's called a half happy baby pose, or Kochakasana, Ardha Kochakasana. So we're going to bring the arm on the inside of the knee, holding on into the ankle, the outside of the feet, or the big toe. Just gently pulling down on that ankle or the foot. Breathing here. If it's appropriate on your body, you can feel free to straighten that left leg. But you don't have to. You can keep that knee bent. Breathing. Deep breaths into the belly. Good. One more breath. Then give that left leg straight, and we're going to bend it again. Place the foot on the mat. Crossing that right ankle over, we're going to reach behind either the left thigh, or you can reach on to the front of the shin. And starting to pull that left thigh towards the body. And you can use your right forearm or elbow to push out on the right thigh. Breathing here. Just a different sensation. Just being aware and noticing what you're feeling. There's no right or wrong in it. And if you'd like to make little gentle movements, maybe side to side or little circles, while you're breathing. Good, a couple more breaths. Good. Then we're going to gently let that left foot come back to the mat, raising that right foot up again, letting that left leg come down, and then slowly lower the right leg down. Good, we're going to pause here, just being in a nice neutral position. Just take a moment to notice the body. The pause is just as important as the movement. Notice sensations in the right side of the body and the left side of the body. Just taking note, observing. Good, then we'll reach the arms up overhead again, get a nice full body stretch again. And then we'll draw that left knee into the chest. You can keep that right leg active by pointing the toes up to the ceiling. Breathing here. Gently, a nice, just gentle traction of the right knee towards the chest. Or left knee towards the chest. Good, then we'll release and let that left knee circle. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Just noticing sensations, this side of the body. Maybe similarities, maybe differences from the right side. Just meeting the side where it's at. And then we'll reverse and go the other direction. And just notice how just changing the direction changes the sensations that we're feeling. Good, one more. Then we'll come back to center and release those hands behind the left thigh and extending that left leg up and then coming into the feet. So pointing and flexing. Paying attention to the feet. They get a lot of use and abuse. We take a moment just to say thank you to them. Then we'll circle the ankles. Good, then go in the other direction. And then we'll come back to neutral position, flexing the left foot and then pushing the thigh into the hands, hands to the thighs. Breathing here. Wherever your leg at is just where it needs to be. Meeting it where it's at. And then coming to the breath. Imagining that breath going into the places in that left leg that feel tighter holding. Maybe even all the way up into the foot. Gentle, long breaths. Notice that there may be space created just by pausing and breathing. Good, we'll bend that knee. And then we'll cross it over the midline to the right. You can let that left arm come out to the side. Breathing here. Breathing into the sensations of this twist to the right. back to center. We'll bend that right knee and let the foot come to the mat. And then coming into that half happy baby on this side. So bringing the arm on the inside of the knee, holding on to the ankle, the outside of the foot. And just a gentle pull down on that foot or ankle. Breathing here. And again, if you'd like to straighten that right leg, feel free to do that if that feels appropriate on your body and if you did it on the last side. Breathing here. Breathing with awareness into the sensations. Good, one more breath. And then we'll go ahead and bend that right knee again and let that left ankle cross on top of the thigh on the right side. And then holding on to interlacing those hands behind the right thigh or in front of the shin. You can push out on that gently, that left thigh. Drawing the right leg in towards the chest. And again, as you breathe, you might make little movements or undulations, side to side, or maybe little circles. Notice if you're clenching your jaw or hunching your shoulders and letting those things go. Good. Release that right foot down and then let it extend out while you extend the left leg up and then slowly lowering that left leg all the way down. Good. And then we'll take a moment here. Closing the eyes. And just noticing the body again. Noticing the left side and the right side. Aware of the sensations on both sides. Good, and then we'll gently bend both knees. And let's go ahead and roll onto one side of the body. And we're going to come up onto hands and knees. And we're going to come into the spine a little bit more. So we're going to start to, as we inhale, let the sits bones rise, belly start to go down to the floor, and head gazing forward. And then exhale, let tailbone come down, moving up the spine, and then let the head relax forward. Inhale, again starting from the spine, moving up to the head. Just moving, inhale and exhale. Starting the movement from the base of the spine. Good, and then from here, we're going to start from the head this time. The head come up first, move down the spine, and the tailbone rises up. And then decking the chin, rounding the shoulder, upper back, mid back, and then lower back, tailbone. Doing this a few times. Inhale, movement starts with the head. Exhale, movement starts with the head. Seeing how many of your vertebra, the movement of each vertebra you can be aware of. Good. Whenever you come to the bottom of the next exhale, we'll come back to a neutral spine. And we're going to inhale the right arm up And then exhale, letting that right arm dive underneath the left so that you come to rest on the side of that right arm, shoulder, head. Again, using that breath and breathe into the sensations. One more breath. And then we'll go ahead and inhale. Rise back up, extending those fingers up to the sky again. Then exhale back to the mat. Then we'll come to the other side. So we're going to inhale that left arm up, and then exhale. Dive underneath the right arm. Just being with the sensations on the side. Breathing with awareness into the body, into the sensations. Good. And then we get to the next inhale. We're going to rise back up, extending those fingertips up to the sky, and then come back down to the mat. Good. And then from here, we're going to extend the right arm out and the left leg, sorry. Breathing here. Belly back towards the spine, kind of like you're trying to touch the wall in front of you and behind you. And then we'll exhale, release. And then switching sides, left arm, right leg. Breathing here. You can focus on a point for balance, drawing that belly in. Nice deep breaths. And then exhale, release. And we'll come to the other side again, extending that right arm, left leg. You can stay here if you'd like. If you'd like to create a little movement on the exhale, you can bring that elbow and knee together and then extend out. Exhale, draw in. Inhale, push out. Good, one more. And then we'll release. Come to the other side, extending the left arm and right leg. And draw in. Inhale, extend. No rush. Nice, slow and controlled movements. Again, letting the movement follow the breath. One more. Good, and then release. Wonderful. And then from here, we're going to bring the knees out wide. We're just going to let the hips come back into child's pose if you need to. You can bring a block or a book to support the forehead if it doesn't touch the floor. Couple breaths. Good, and then we'll kind of rise up onto the knees. Good. Just going to face you here. All right, so we're going to take our right leg and we're going to bring it out to the side. And this is a good time to have a block or a book or a water bottle. Good. So we're going to let the left hand come to the block and then extending that right arm up. It's just a modified Trikonasana or triangle pose that we usually do standing. Breathing here. Good. And then we're going to bring that left arm alongside the ear. So I've got like a diagonal line going from the outer edge of my left foot all the way up to the fingertips of the left hand. Breathing here. Just notice the sensation of breathing. You might feel more sensation and awareness along that right side body. Good, let's inhale, rise up. And then we're just gonna do gentle side bend to the other side. So you can let that right hand rest on the thigh. And just bringing that left arm up and over. Breathing here. Feeling maybe more sensation in that left side body. Good, one more breath. And then we'll release. Let's come back to the knees and let's just take a moment again to pause. Close the eyes or just gaze softly. And just notice sensations you feel in the body. Good. And then we'll come to the other side. So you can switch that block over, bringing the left leg out, letting the right hand come to the block, and we'll first point those left fingertips up to the sky. Breathing here, really trying to ground the outer side of the left foot. Breathing, nice long deep breaths. Keep drawing the mind back to the body, awareness, letting go of other stories. We'll let that left arm come alongside the ear, relaxing the shoulder blade down. So if your shoulder's like up by your ear, trying to relax the shoulder blade down the back. Breathing. Good. Good. And then we'll inhale, come back up. Take another breath here. Wonderful. Good. So we're going to pay attention a little to the feet here. We're going to tuck the toes under. We're going to start to sit back. For some of us, this is going to be really intense. Okay, if it's hard to come all the way back here, this again is where it's great to have like a block that puts you up a little higher. I wonder if you can put the block probably just right like that too. Maybe there's a little less of your whole body weight on the feet. And we're going to inhale the arms up. And then we're going to exhale, come over to the right. If you need to put your hand on a block, you can do that. And then we'll inhale up to center, then exhale over to the left. Nice full breath here. And we'll inhale back up. Good. One more movement here. Let's interlace hands behind the back, opening the heart, breathing up into the chest. One more breath. You got it. Go. Release the hands. And then let's let the top of the feet come to the mat. Sitting back again. You can always grab a block any direction and sit on it if you need that support. If your body's not ready to come all the way down. Then we're going to inhale the arms up and then do a gentle twist to the left. One breath here up the spine. Exhale, release. Good. Inhale the arms up and exhale over to the right. Good. Inhale the arms up again. And then exhale, releasing them down. We're going to bring our right leg out in front. And this is another good time to have a block or two here. We're going to rise up, bringing the arms up. Good. Tucking the tailbone under slightly so you feel a little bit more sensation maybe in that left thigh. Breathing here. If it's more comfortable to come into cactus arms, you can do that. Maybe coming a little further forward, just trying to keep that sensation in that left thigh. Good. Or exhale, release down. We're going to straighten that right leg out. So this might be, for some of us, might need those blocks for the hands. It's a little more comfortable. You can come up higher too. And just breathing here. Nice long spine. Let's turn the toes out for a breath. Just feeling that sensation. And we'll bring the toes in towards the midline and just being aware of that sensation. And come back to center, one breath. Good. Then we'll bend that front knee again. So inhale, rise up. Exhale, come down to the mat. Then we'll switch sides. Bring that left leg out in front. Inhale the arms up. Again, tucking that tailbone under to feel a little bit more, feel more sensation in the right thigh. And you always come into cactus arms, whatever's you'd like, whatever sensation you're going for this evening. Breathing here. Good. And we'll release the hands down or on the mat or on the blocks. Extending that left leg out. Nice long spine. Breathing here. We're breathing most likely into the sensations of the back of that leg. Let's turn the toes out for a breath. And bring the toes in. And we'll come back to center. Good. And we'll bend that front knee again. Rise up. Let's inhale. And exhale back down. Bringing that knee back. And we're going to actually come onto our belly. So we'll start to shift forward, bending the elbows, and coming all the way down. We're going to do just a little movement. And being mindful on your body, what you'd like to do. So you can do all of these movements, or you can just do one or two. So we're going to start first by bringing our hands under our shoulders, all the tops of the feet on the mat. Bring the shoulder blades together on the back. As I push down the tops of my feet, my shins rise up. I'm going to start to lift the chest. Chin slightly tucked. Coming into a low cobra. Trying to use more of the back body. And I'm going to exhale, release. And then shifting up and back into child's pose. You might stay here, or you might tuck those toes under and shift the hips up and back to downward dog. Breathing here. Here in downward dog. Either coming back down onto the knees, chest, chin, mat, or you can lower down, plank. Coming into that low cobra again. A couple breaths here. Chin slightly tucked. I'm even lifting my hands off slightly to really use the back body. Exhale, release. Let's come into child's pose, staying here. We're lifting into downward dog. Take a breath. Here in child's pose, you'll start to come forward, downward dog. You can either come knees, chest, or you can come to plank, and then knees, chest. Let's do one more. To that low cobra. Even though we're moving, still being aware and noticing what you're feeling. What sensations. Releasing, coming back into child's pose. staying there, or downward dog. Breathing here. Pushing down through those hands. And then exhale. Plank, knees, chest, or just coming knees, chest. Good. And we'll bring our hands to rest on top of each other. Let's bring the right cheek and just rest a moment. This is the pause. Breathing into the back body. Connecting back to what that intention or heartfelt need was in the beginning. Breathing that in. Good. We'll come back to center. Bring the head back to center. And we're going to come into Sphinx pose. So we're going to bring our forearms to the mat. So elbows are kind of underneath the shoulders. Good. Breathing here. And I like to isometrically, and what that means is keeping the hands and elbows where they're at, but pulling the energy back like you're trying to pull towards your waist. That brings the sensation a little more into the belly, out of the back. Breathing here. You'd like to gently move the head. You can exhale over one shoulder, come back towards center, exhale over the other. Doing that a couple times. Or you just breathe here. Good. Come back to center. Exhale, release. And we're going to shift back again into child's pose. You can widen those knees, letting the belly sink back. Again, you can always use a block for the forehead. And I'm going to invite you just to make some sound here. On the exhale, just an M sound. Do that 2 more times. Take a moment here, one more breath, just aware, pausing after that vibration. And then we'll walk the hands up so the lower body comes up. We're going to come all the way on to our sits bones. Good. Let's let the feet come out in front. Then we're going to bring the soles of the feet together. Letting the knees come out to the side, Baddha Konasana. And breathing here. You can use just holding onto the feet to really get onto those sits bones, the bony part of the butt. And maybe depending on where your body's at, you might, on the exhale, start to come forward. Only if that's appropriate for your body, if there's space in your body. If not, it's fine. Meeting your body wherever it's at and just breathing. Again, breathing into the sensations that you're aware of. Nice long exhales. Creating space in the body. Good. And then from here, we're going to let our right leg come out long, and the sole of that left foot's going to come on the inside of the leg. We're going to frame that leg with the hands. Inhale, rise up, and then exhale, start to come forward. I encourage you to first have a nice long spine and breathing here. That long spine really creates a little bit more sensation in the back of the leg. And we're going to bring that right arm on the inside of the right leg. Left hand comes to the lower back. And then rolling that left shoulder blade on the back. Gazing up. Breathing into the heart. If you'd like, you can lengthen that left arm up and over, as long as you keep opening the heart towards the sky. Breathing into that lower left side, the waist and the lower back. Good, then we'll inhale, rise up. We're going to draw that left knee into center. And then coming to a twist. So you can keep that foot on the inside of the right thigh, or you might cross it over, just making sure both sits bones are rooted. Bringing that left hand behind the back. We're going to inhale the right arm, lengthening, and then exhale. Bringing that elbow around the knee, hugging it in. That belly is where the twist starts. Exhale, feeling that belly pull around to the left. Inhale the spine long. And that back hand is just to help remind the body to lengthen, not to lean on. And close the eyes and just breathe. Good, then we're going to release on the next exhale and wind. And then we're going to switch legs. So we're going to lengthen that left leg, draw the sole of that right foot in. Inhale the arms up. And then framing that left leg, starting to come forward. And nice long spine. Using that breath. Feel free to close the eyes. Closing the eyes gets rid of some of that input or data, helps the mind focus inward a little more. It's a bit of what's called pratyahara, or sense withdrawal. Good, we're going to bring the left arm in the inside of that left leg, bring the right hand to the lower back. And then opening the chest up and breathing. Breathing into the heart. And if you'd like, you can bring that right arm up and over, as long as you continue to bring that heart to the sky. Breathing into the sensation. Nice long exhales. Aware and noticing, bringing your mind back to the breath, back to the sensations in the body, back to your intention, what you need. Let's inhale, rise up. We'll draw that right knee to the inside. So whatever variation, wherever you put your left foot, putting your right foot there too. Keeping those sits bones grounded. Right hand behind the back. Inhaling the left arm up. And then exhale. Coming around, hugging that knee. Back into the center line as you twist. Exhale, that belly is moving over to the right. Inhale, nice long spine. One more breath. Good, and then we'll exhale, slowly release, extending the legs out. Good. Let's just even the sides out for a moment. So let's go ahead and start to just bend forward. You might want to pull that flesh away, coming onto those sits bones. Again, nice long spine. Starting to come forward. Doesn't matter where you're at. Meeting your body where it's at and breathing here. Close the eyes and breathe. Relax the jaw, shoulders, and then slowly lowering the head, releasing the head. Breathing into the back, breathing into the backs of the legs. Nice long exhale. You can even just let it out through the mouth. It's a nice sigh. Our forward folds are really poses of release or surrender. Good. Now on the next inhale, let's walk back up. And we're going to come all the way onto the backs. And bending the knees again. Place the soles of the feet on the floor. I'm just going to do a few moving bridge poses. So as you inhale, you push down through those heels and letting the hips rise up. And then exhale, release, lowering down one vertebrae at a time. Inhale up. Exhale down. And just breathing with that movement. Pause at the top and then exhale, slowly lower. Pause at the bottom. Let's do two more. Good. And then from here, let's bring the knees to the chest. We're going to come into a full happy baby pose or full Kochakasana. So we'll bring those arms on the inside of the knees. You hold on to the ankles, the outside of the feet or the big toes. And working to get that whole spine on the mat. Then gently pulling down on the ankles or the feet. Breathing here. Maybe feeling sensations in the inner thighs. Or anywhere else that you're noticing sensations. Breathing into it. Good, then we'll release. Bring the knees together. The arms come out to the side. Palms facing down. And let's let the knees come over to the side. If you'd like a little less kind of twist, you can bring your feet down to the mat and twist, or you can bring them up higher. So whatever's comfortable in your body. Let's gaze away from the way the knees are the side that the knees are facing. So opposite way. Breathing here, noticing those sensations in the body. And let's bring the gaze towards the knees. Breathing here. Noticing that. There's different sensations just by turning the head. Okay, then we'll come head back to center. And then bringing the knees back up to center. And then we'll go over to the other side. Breathing here. The knees don't touch, or the legs don't come to the ground. You can always place a block or a blanket underneath. Excuse me. Underneath the bottom thigh there, just for support. And back to the breath. And let's go ahead and gaze the opposite direction that the knees are facing. Breathing here. So we're noticing the sensations in the body. And breathing into those sensations. Then we'll go And switch the gaze so you're gazing the same way that the knees are facing. What do you notice? What sensations are you aware of? And then we'll come back to center. Good. Let's go ahead and hug the knees and the chest one more time. Good. Releasing the legs down. Let's go ahead and come onto one side of the body and come up. And so now is when I'd actually like to have you grab your chair. I'm going to grab a chair, or maybe you have a couch. And what we're going to do is, you have your blanket too. You put this underneath your head. It's a nice support for the head, body. You're going to let the lower legs just rest on the chair or the couch. I'm going to put this blanket, just a slight roll under my neck for support. And letting the arms come out to the side for a moment. Taking a few deep breaths. And just starting to let the body settle. So letting the legs just be supported by the chair. And gravity. Pull down the lower back, the hips, the belly. Relaxing the shoulders, the jaw, the tongue. And we're then going to place the hands on the belly, either on the navel or just above. I'm going to consciously breathe in and out through the nose, into the hands on the belly. Just feeling the hands push up and draw back with the breath and with the belly. And as you're breathing here, in your mind, on the inhale, I am. And then on the exhale, in your mind, thinking safe and secure. I am safe and secure. As you breathe into the belly, just repeating those words. I am safe and secure. Letting go of all other thoughts. Keep letting the body settle. Also, I let go of the words. Let go of consciously breathing. You can keep the hands on your belly if that's comfortable. You can also just let the arms bend out towards, straighten out towards the sides, away from the body. Just being here. Just allowing the body to be. Letting thoughts drift by, not attaching to them. No need to think, just being here. then starting to gently draw awareness back to the breath. Allowing the breath to lengthen and deepen. Maybe just move the toes, the fingers a little bit, maybe the head a little bit from side to side. And then we're going to draw the knees into the chest again. And then slowly rolling onto one side of the body. And then slowly making your way back up and finding your way into a comfortable seated position again. Let's go ahead, let's take a moment just to place both hands on the heart, right hand and then left hand on top. Come back to the breath. And coming back to what the heart said it needed in the beginning of our practice, or coming back to your sankalpa. Just breathing those words in, breathing that intention in. Knowing that just by taking pauses or taking time to just slow down and connect to the breath, connect to sensations in the body, we can start to slow the mind down. The mind's a time traveler. It loves to go into the past, into the future. But where true just peace and calm live are in the present. And our body and our breath are always in the present moment, here to ground us back. All right, let's bring the palms together at the heart. And I'm just going to end with Om Shanti. Please feel free to join me. So we'll take a breath in. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And may there be peace within. May there be peace around us. And may there be peace in the universe. And the spirit in me bows to the spirit in each of you. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you so much for taking time just to join me. Take care of yourself and feel free to access this as much as possible. The recording will be on the Yoga for the Mind Facebook page. Thank you very much. Namaste.